Okay. Oh boy. Can't believe I'm doing this. Ooh, excuse me. Oh man. What's up everybody? This is Francisco from Sports Goofs. We're set up here in the virtual studio. Well, I'm set up here. There's no we. Charles might join me maybe at some point to see where I am as far as my sanity is concerned. And I don't believe Andrew's here, even though, I mean, he should be here. I mean, there's the empty seat right there. He should be there. I'm over here watching it on the screen with the two screens here. But hey, the Orlando Magic has the number one pick, and he's not here. I don't understand, Andrew. Why won't you let the Magic into your heart, my dude? I don't know. I'm here. I'm Francisco. I'm saying this again. I'm by myself, and I'll see what happens. I'll see how my sanity goes through. I don't care about drafts. I really, really do not care about any of this. But starting with the pandemic and the 2020 NFL draft, which was interesting. I will say that it was interesting for sure. But ever since then, I've made it a point to go through every draft because, you know, all right. The festivities have started here. ESPN is starting right now. You can look over at Andrew's chair there. I'm not gonna broadcast it from there. You guys can enjoy yourself. I got Fall Guys on the Nintendo Switch, all up here. So that'll be playing in the background. Well, I'll be playing that in the background. It's for free now. It happened this week that it was released for free on everything, on PC, on Xbox, on Switch, and I think it's been free for a while on the PS4. So, yeah. So I'll get a chance to finally have a go at that game. As for everything else, well, I mean, I'll see what I do. I'll see what I do from here. Let me just make sure I have the NBA stuff on the other screen here, because I have my setup with the TV split and everything from there with the NBA draft on one thing. I'm sure ESPN's gonna find a way to shove Kobe Bryant into some of this for sure. And yeah. So we shall see. We shall see with all of this. I'm trying to minimize this and put it into a corner, but alas, it cannot. It cannot. That's as small as it gets. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We've got the two things on the screen here. And Fall Guys. So now they got this opening here. And oh boy, I mean, I'm not good right now with trying to come up with anything on the fly. Trying to improvise here, but that's why I have the video game here. I will say this: I'm going to assume the NBA at least puts on a better show than the NFL, but with less people, it's only 2 rounds, and I did the whole thing last year, both rounds. I thought I was just gonna do round one, but no, I'm doing both. So there you go. Those are the big dudes that may go 1, 2, and 3 here. Damn it! I already said that. Gosh, who's hosting this for ESPN? Who's the crew for today? And Jalen Rose, Stephen A. And they always do this in Brooklyn now. So, oh wow, we're getting right to it. So here comes Adam Silver. Yeah, let's see what he says here. Mm-hmm. The Brooklyn Nets are falling apart. That's what's gonna happen. The Nets better start paying attention to this. The New York Liberty play there? Wow, they kicked them out of Madison Square, huh? Mm-hmm.
Acknowledge that there's still much more work to do to elevate women's sports at every level. To our NBA fans here in the arena and around the world, thank you for making this past season, our 75th anniversary, one of the most meaningful in our league's history. Following a highly competitive regular season and a hard-fought finals, let me congratulate the Golden State Warriors on winning their fourth championship in 8 years.
All right. Yeah, Warriors. Once more. Of course. Oh, boy.
It has been 3 years since the Warriors were last in the finals. But what has remained the same is the core of that Warriors team. That core was built through the draft. Steph picked number 7, Clay number 11, Draymond selected number 35.
Wow. So yeah, Steph was the number seven pick. Clay number 11. Draymond was number 35.
Championship rosters. We can't close the book on last season without also recognizing the record 117 G League players who were born
Mm-hmm.
and enabled us
I will say
to
this: the
compete
G League
at 119.
has been amazing for the NBA. I will say this: I wholeheartedly am an advocate of the entire G League system. Like it just suddenly became super viable now that every team has an affiliate. Before there were just like two, maybe even three teams affiliated with a single team, and now they each have their own system, their own program. Some better than others, but they have produced really good players and kind of keep players here. It also grows the game of basketball, which is the point, I believe, for the G League. And I don't know if the G League would actually expand. I'm not sure if that would be a thing that could be on the horizon for the G League, where they have a system much like baseball and hockey of different levels, like double A, triple A, what have you. But if it does, Magic are on the clock. All right, Magic are on the clock. All right, so there we go. We're gonna start with that, and I'm gonna start with Fall Guys. Would be interesting if the NBA does get to that point where maybe they have so many players that they need a second league. Oh, look at that, Super Nintendo. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, ooh, okay. I like whoever did these graphics here. This is really good. NBA Jam. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. That's what that's what I wanted to come see. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I agree to everything, Fall Guys. Okay, we're gonna start. And mind you, this is the worst media coverage of the NBA draft. If you're here with me, if you're listening to this with me, you're listening to this as a compliment to whatever these people are saying on ESPN. And the compliment is, I don't know. I have no idea what the compliment is, but it's something, you know. It is something. Um, yeah. So yeah, there we go. Um, I don't know what the Magic do. I don't even know what the Magic need. The Magic need everything, right? Is that the whole thing? Is that the Magic need everything? I don't know where the Magic were. Actually, let me actually do some freaking research for this. Um, Maybe I can actually do some sports analysis. Let me see. Because we have this whole studio here with all of these resources, and I'm not going to use them. I better start using them. So let me put in the interactive thing there. Oh man, so let's go on StatMuse. It's one of my more favorite websites. on Stat Muse real quick, and we're gonna look at the 2021-22 Orlando Magic. And then we'll get to frickin' Fall Guys whenever I feel like getting to it. I'll probably start actually playing once the first few picks are in, and then I'll start to my interest will wane less and less. It'll peak a little bit more once the Miami Heat are up, but I think the Heat have traded their picks. I'm not even sure. Maybe I don't know. The Heat usually just trade away every single one of their picks. But let's see the Orlando Magic. Hold on, real quick. Let me head on over to the other side of the screen here, the search screen. We'll just take a look at that from here. All right. So the Orlando Magic. Let's see their points per game leader. And let me look at their entire roster. Who's on this team? Cole Anthony, Mo Bamba, Bol, Ignas Brazdeikis, Devin Cannady, Wendell Carter Jr., Michael Carter Williams is on this team. Okay. Oh, here we go. It's starting. Oh boy. Oh, fake Patrick Mahomes is the #1 pick. There it is. I'm going to tell Andrew. I'm going to tell Andrew right now. All right. All right, Paolo Banchero. There he is. Where is this guy from? Where's Paolo Banchero from? Hold on, let me actually do some real research. 1 second. Italian American. He's Italian? Oh, okay. All right. Italian American. And from Seattle. Oh, there he is talking about his story with his mom. Everything like that. He's got a few tattoos. He's got a big giant Seattle tattoo. Oh, oh boy. Does he have a Seattle Supersonics tattoo? Does he have one? Come on, NBA. We're just waiting for that expansion. Expansion. Add 2 more teams to the G League along with it, along with 2 actual NBA teams, and then we go. There you go. Fake Patrick Mahomes. There you go. So that's the #1 pick. Well, I'm over here trying to do actual research now. Paulo Banchero's with the Magic. And, I mean, let's see. The Orlando Magic, so Cole Anthony was their points per game leader at 16.3. Carter was their rebounds per game leader at 10.5. And Anthony also assists per game at 5.7 assists per. So there's not really, and let me look at the stats here. Who led their team? Can I click on who led their teams? Who led their team in field goal percentage? It was Robin Lopez is on the Orlando Magic? No. No way. Are you kidding me? Wow. I didn't expect that, to be honest. I honestly don't know who was on the Orlando Magic, and so it's come as a huge surprise to me. For all of this, I'm learning about the Orlando Magic. I'm going to teach myself a little bit about the Magic right now. Okay. All right. Let's see who else is on the Magic here. Let's see what their. I'm all over the place with this, but let me look at some of their other stuff here. So that's their leader in field goal percentage. Who man, really? Well, he only played like 36 games. So Robin Lopez played 36 games for the Orlando Magic. Wow. And Cole Anthony led the team in minutes played per game. Let's see. Free throw percentage. Some other guys, but I mean, this guy played 4 games, 16 games. But Gary Harris played 61 games, 87.4, and Franz Wagner played 79 games at 86.3%. Okay. So those are their guy. Cole Anthony, once again, he 85.4. That similarly their best player in Orlando. That's their leader in points per game. So Magic don't have a superstar. They have good. They have some players that can. How old is Cole Anthony? Cole Anthony, let's see. He is 22 years old, so they're a very, very young team, but definitely deep into a rebuild right now. Very deep into a rebuild. And let's see. They last made the playoffs in 2020 in the bubble, and 2019 they also made the playoffs. In that incredibly weak Eastern Conference. And let's see. Yeah, but the Magic haven't had any modicum of consistent success. I mean, they finished in last place in the division, except for these 2 seasons in 19 and in the bubble in 20. The Magic have finished last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in the last 10 seasons. So they finished last place in their division and last in the Eastern Conference. Well, they were this past season and back in 2012-13, but that's when they blew it up completely after Dwight left. So Dwight Howard. There you go. All right, so that's the history of the past for the Orlando Magic. Cole Anthony's their best player. We'll see how Paolo Banchero does to try and actually lift the spirits with the team. The Magic head coach, or Charles, deemed as handsome in our handsomest NBA head coaches list. So there you go for that. And that's but not the handsomest head coach that for the Eastern Conference. That was Eric Spoelstra. But next, let's see. Let's go down the list here. So team rankings along as far as the NBA is concerned. So the Magic were 28th in field goals made per game, 28th in field goal percentage. Yeah, there's just offensively challenged to say the least. 28th in 3-point percentage, 29th in 11th in free throw percentage, but I mean 29th in free throw attempts and 28th in free throws made, because I mean if you don't get to the line, then you're not gonna have a lot of chances to make them. And let's see, 7th in defensive rebounding, so that's their only real positive from last season. They finished above average, above the bottom half of the NBA in minutes played. Well, I mean that's a dumb thing to look at. 14th in field goal attempts. 3 points. They were right in the middle as far as 3-pointers made is concerned. And 11th in 3-point attempts, but overall it's 28th in overall percentage. And 14th in rebounds, so they're around the middle there. So they're middling to terrible with everything, and 29th in points. So and didn't really do well holding their opponents. You see, there's a lot of red when you see their overall rankings. It's not good. As for a net ranking of a lot of red. The only thing, the 3-point attempts made 10th. I mean, they're chucking them up there, but But even then, the 3 point percentage isn't good. And yeah, there's not much positive here as far as the Orlando Magic. They've got a lot of work to do with this team. Markel Fultz is on this team, and he only played 18 games. Who else is on this team? And I'm just trying to look for names that I recognize. There's not a lot of them here. There's not a lot. I've not paid attention to Orlando Magic. Charles hasn't paid attention to Orlando Magic, and Andrew for sure. He's from Orlando and doesn't pay attention to the Orlando Magic. But yeah, there we go. That's the Magic right now. OKC has also made their pick. I'm back, everybody. What's up? Yeah. So we're just gonna put OK there. We just got Fall Guys in the back, where we're just gonna let the rest of the draft play through. So Chet heads on over to OKC. The Thunder are also trying to find their way in their first real. I mean, this era post KD, Westbrook, and Harden. So, and with the weird Chris Paul stop, even though honestly that was probably one of the more meaningful seasons Chris Paul has ever played was in OKC, where he showed that he was a true leader, and that he could be a wonderful teacher to some young guys in the NBA. Which has me wondering, Chris Paul has made a lot of money, of course, from all the endorsements and everything like that. And oh yeah, the NBA has some stupid thing with State Farm where when the pick is in, they play the State Farm jingle instead of the normal jingle for the draft, and so people are just gonna be people are railing on State Farm and the NBA on Twitter. Okay, well, I got the settings and everything here. I mean, there's not really much that I can do here. Cross-platform matchmaking on. Guess a large font size. I don't know. I don't know what else is here. Yeah, just apply the changes. I don't know what else is for this game. Sure, let's enable party voice chat. Let's see some of the insanity here. The Houston Rockets are about to pick right now. Alright, I'm going to go back. My profile. Gosh, man, now I got to link my other account. Dear Lord. So they're talking about this kid and how he's a bit scrawny. And Jalen Rose is over here saying, hey, he's going to grow into his body, which is true. A lot of guys are going to do that. You know, realize this freaking the NBA players are just so freaking young right now. They just are. They're just coming in into the league, and they're just a bunch of guys that are even now in their 20s, like the Orlando Magic. Just a perfect example. Orlando Magic, a bunch of guys that are just incredibly young. That they're not close to contending, but there's really two ways of trying to make these teams become successful. You either draft the superstar, or you go the route of, because I mean, the prime example, good example, is the Boston Celtics, where you patiently pick them out and see if you wind up with a superstar or just develop a really good team. And for the longest while, the Celtics were a really good team with Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum. And then finally this season, I would say that Tatum finally became a superstar in the league. I think this season was the season that he finally did it, where he proved he could lead a team to the NBA Finals. He could carry a team through. Played well in Game 7 against the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. Obviously, did not do the best in the NBA Finals, but he's there. He's there now. And I think that could be a thing, but teams just have to be super patient. The Boston Celtics just really constructed the team and did a rebuild probably the best way possible. It took a while after the breaking up the big three of Ray Allen, KG, and Paul Pierce, and so that it took a bit for that to finally come to fruition. Now with the NBA Finals appearance, still have no championship, but an appearance. But the Celtics have been knocking on the door for quite a bit, and they finally were able to make it through. And Jabari Smith Jr. just doesn't look too enthused. Not sure. But hey, man, he's on the stage. We're not going to see their personalities for quite a bit. Some guys. We'll see. We'll see who's got the most personable thing here. I've got Fall Guys going on in the background. Let me check my profile. How do I change my little costume for this guy? Oh, there it is. Outfits. Interesting. I think I can. I think on. I think on Amazon I can claim a few things for Fall Guys now. Now that I actually own this game, so I will start doing that. I don't know nothing about Fall Guys. This is my first time playing this. Oh boy. Charles might join me in about an hour from here. So we'll see. And Andrew's wondering if this is a good choice or a bad choice. And I don't know nothing about Paolo Banchero to really say yay or nay. But actually, let me take a look at his numbers from Duke. It's unfortunate he went to Duke because that means he's pretty detestable from that regard. But hey, he's got a bunch of blue and white stuff, I'm sure. So he'll fit right in with Orlando. So let me look at Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero. There we go. That's how you say it. I keep thinking of him like as if he was Brazilian, but no, he's Italian American. Trying to find his numbers here. Let's go NBADraft.net. Let's go there. That should be a good one. So let me see. Can StatMuse do college stats? Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna type that in. Let's see. Nope, they don't do college stats. All right. They got the crying Jordan. That's funny. Well, we'll leave it at that for now. Who? Right, what's the next pick here? Who got picked? I'm not paying enough attention to this. So let's see the not the Los Angeles Kings, the Sacramento Kings. Keegan Murray. The Sacramento Kings. I want to look at them. This is my good chance to finally because these are teams that you stopped paying attention to a while ago. So I don't even know. All I know is that the tank race, and then that was it. That's all I paid attention to. So I really don't know how bad these teams were. And the Kings, their history, and we're gonna go back here and actually do this. I'm actually doing analysis in this frickin' special here. So welcome to anybody who's listening to this, to the NBA draft with here on Sports Goofs, the torture stream for me. So welcome. Uh, I, I don't. I always do this, and I hate all of it because I don't care about prospects or any of these things. It's, you put up or shut up. You talk to me when they're good. Talk to me when they're good. And I'm gonna tag a bunch of teams. Oh man, to try and get some views here on the Twitter. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just tagging a bunch of teams: the Magic, the Heat, the Hornets, the Lakers, the Knicks, and just as much as the characters will allow me. Can I fit every team into this? We'll see. We'll see. Let me see. What other teams are in the NBA? The Sixers, the the Bucks, the Mavericks. I don't know who else is in the league. The Clippers, the Spurs, the the Suns, the Warriors, the Kings, the Super Sun. No, the Thunder, the Thunder, the Rockets, the man, other teams, the Nets. Everyone's talking about them right now. Everyone's talking about the Nets. The who else is in the NBA? Freaking the Bulls, the Bulls, the Pacers. There we go. That's another team. Oh, we were trying to get our good buddy Brendan to pop up on the show, but he works for the Indiana Pacers, but he's working tonight, and they've got the sixth pick in this draft, so I'll pay attention to that a little bit. Pacers are another team that's trying to find their identity, find a way to try and get out of the NBA desert and try and find some water for once. Um, the Raptors, they're a basketball team. The Raptors, I think I've got most of the Eastern Conference at this point. Who else is in our division? The Hornets, the Heat, the Hawks. The Hawks, yeah, they're a forgettable team, even though, yeah, I know Trey Young and all that stuff, but still the Hawks, they're there. Nate McMillan, not handsome by Charles' standards, not a handsome head coach. The Jazz, they're a basketball team because everybody wants Donovan Mitchell. There's that talk going on. The Nuggets, they got the Paris Haralfus on their team. I think I got all the Texas teams got through them. There's no team in St. Louis or Kansas City. There used to be a team in Kansas City. There's no more teams there, no more. The Cavs, the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, no, that's another one. I'm just going through the map right now. The Timberwolves, the Wolves. That's another one. They're another team. I'm just putting Fall Guys on here too. I might as well put Fall Guys as well as another tag. Let's see. I think I got most of the NBA teams. Oh, the Grizzlies, Memphis. That's right, my boy Ja. I really like Ja Morant, man. I don't like the narrative that the Grizzlies are better without him. You can't say that they have a superstar and that they're better without him. You can't do that. They'll find a way. They'll find a way. The Pelicans, there we go. They're a basketball team out there in New Orleans. I think I got all of them. I think that's it. I think that's most of the teams. Once again, this is the worst coverage of the NBA draft right now. I'm just listing teams off the top of my head if I have all 30 NBA teams. I'm just gonna put the Sonics just in case. And I'm gonna tweet this out. And we'll see what goes on from there. I'm waiting for Charles to pop on. Who's next? Who's choosing the thing? There you go. Oh, the Detroit Pistons. Aww. There you go, dude. Yes. There's a guy with feelings. Finally. A guy with feelings. Thank you. A guy's with feelings. Sheesh, cry, man. Cry. Do your thing. You don't have to be hard, man. It's the NBA draft. It's like the best day of your life right now. This is the NBA draft. Go. Compose yourself, but there you go, man. All right. You know, at the very least, what better than the NFL draft is it's inside an arena and there's people sitting down. You can go and grab your drinks and your food and what have you, and then come back and all that stuff. Wait for your team to call to get called on, and that's it. Um, oh, look at his mom. Look at this man. A lot of basketball moms producing basketball sons. Look at that. You go girls. You go girls right there. Indeed. And really, it's really interesting. I don't know how to pop up on the screen here if you guys can see a little bit closer there. I can't literally just broadcast the entire NBA draft, but you guys can see it on the side while I comment very weirdly about stuff. Waiting for Charles to pop on here. We can talk about food and anything else really with regards to the draft. But I'm finding out about certain teams for the first time in a while because me and Charles are Miami Heat fans. Andrew is a reluctant Orlando Magic fan, and me and Charles don't really pay attention to these bottom feeders. We don't. We don't. They're bottom feeders. They're teams, aside from the only bottom feeders that people really paid attention to were the Nets and the Lakers. That's because ESPN was shoving them down our throats. That's the only reason why. But now these teams are going through, and so hold on. I was in the middle of something. Oh yeah, Sacramento Kings. So the Sacramento Kings haven't made the playoffs since the 2006 season. 05-06, they lost in the first round. That was the end of an era for the team, and boy was it an end. And then they went through the entire, like just going through the Sahara of the NBA right now. And it's amazing that team still is in Sacramento. I really do. I'm amazed that they decided to give this team an arena. But they're there. Sacramento's not. The Kings going to be there forever now, for sure. I mean, not forever, but still, they're going to be there a while. Because you can always break leases. The Arizona Coyotes in the NHL have experienced that for sure. But the Kings have just been awful. They've been awful most of this time. They've been the worst team in the Western Conference, let's see, only once in this time period. But they finished last place in the Pacific Division since 2006-07. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 seasons. In the past 16 seasons, the Kings have finished last in their division 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 times. 7 times. They finished last in the last 2 seasons. 12th in the Western Conference. And the Western Conference is tough, but it's the parity in the NBA is finally starting to even out again, where the East is just as strong as the West. We've seen East teams win the NBA Finals lately. I guess in the past decade, I mean the Cavs, the Heat, the Raptors. Really, the Warriors have just been dominating the last few seasons. This is a dynasty. I'm gonna call it. I'm calling it now. It's a dynasty. The Warriors are in the middle of a dynasty right now, and now that they finally won another one, in similar fashion, I would say to their 2015 season, maybe a little bit different with, especially with age and everything and the experience. Like I don't know where the NBA goes from here, but there's got to be an arms race, and we're gonna see with some of these guys out here, Kyrie and KD and Donovan Mitchell, and where these guys want to go, because it'll shift the landscape of the NBA to try and combat the Warriors right now. The Warriors have remained the constant. The bubble season is the bubble season, and I wholeheartedly agree the asterisk for the Lakers really should be placed on them for that season. But I don't know what the hell I was trying to make the point was. Well, yeah, the Warriors. They're a good basketball team, and they've done things right. They have done things right. They've done things all of the ways. So, the Indiana Pacers. So, we're gonna get the reactions. This guy's a Canadian player here. Benedict Mat. I wonder if it's a French pronunciation. I wonder. He went to Arizona. Let's talk about his story there. Oh my God! His brother got hit by a car. What? Well, there's the sob story finally, ESPN. I knew you had it in you, ESPN. But no, at least this one wasn't shoved through by ESPN where they mention it. No, this is this guy. He has it tattooed on his arm, and that means something. So yeah. So he's going to Indiana. Good job. Good job. Now he made the NBA. Wow. His mom and his sister. Aww. I like how she's like, go give her a hug. That's good. Exactly. Come on. Some of these guys are just so emotionless. Sheesh. That's why I like the Pistons pick. He actually he felt things. He felt feelings. Like, sheesh, this is the best day of your life. Well, I mean, he lost his brother, right? I mean, that's got to affect him. But yeah. Oh man, so the first few picks are in. 6 picks in. I'm feeling good. I'm doing a lot better than the NFL draft. Maybe I've conditioned myself to get through this because I'm doing this one, and I'm probably gonna do the NHL draft. I might actually be more engaged for that one because I understand more being an NHL guy. All right. Yeah. My controller turned off. Am I really gonna play? I'm not. I don't even know if I'm gonna play Fall Guys, but I have it in the background. I'll just put the home screen right now for the Switch and just leave it there. That's fine. That's fine. Sacramento Kings. Where were we again? And yeah, the Kings haven't won more than 33 games. They won 38 back in 2007-08, but for the most part, they've been hovering around high 20s and low 30s in victories. They won 39 back in 2018-19. That's when we thought that with De'Aaron Fox and all those guys that they were going to finally do something. They were 9th in the Western Conference. They were 3rd in their division and looked like they were getting close, and then just ultimately they're not even close yet. They keep regressing. It looked like they were building towards something, and then they just regressed again. So the Kings have just been awful. Let's see what their stats were this season. First off, who's on this team? Marvin Bagley III, Harrison Barnes. Oh, Harrison Barnes on this team? Okay. Terrence Davis, Dante DiVincenzo, De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton, and Maurice Harkless. Okay, like Buddy Hield's on the team. There's some guys that I recognize for sure, but Tristan Thompson. Domantas Sabonis is on the team. Okay, that's where Tristan Thompson went. I didn't realize where he went. I knew he was still in the league. I just didn't know where he was. and I guess he's in Sacramento. Um, all right, stats. Let's go. Uh, let's see. Let me look at their actual players. So who played the most games? Harrison Barnes played the most games this past season. De'Aaron Fox averaged the most minutes, 35.3 minutes per game. Field goal percentage, Rashawn Holmes at 45 games played with 66, and then Harrison Barnes at 46.9% field goal percentage. 3-point percentage right now, the Tyrese Halliburton was at 41.3, 51 games played only though, he got hurt. And as far as their heavy hitters are concerned, let me see, let me look down. Jeremy Lin's on this team? Or no, Jeremy Lamb. Okay. I'm like, what? Let's see. Marvin Bagley the third. Yeah, these guys. Darren Fox, 29.7 from three. That's free throw percentage. Yeah. Points. Who made average point? Darren Fox is their clear star at 23.2 points per game in 59 games played this past season. He needs a partner. And I have to ask Charles if he thinks Darren Fox is. I mean, he's a star, but he's not a superstar right now. But it's really hard to tell. Being in Sacramento, would he be doing better in a different situation? Of course, you would say yes. You would say if he was on the Miami Heat, or I don't know, just even a even slightly better team like New Orleans or something like that, he would probably be doing great. But he's in Sacramento, so it's really hard to judge. Is he really good just because he's with the Kings? If he was placed on a different team, would he not be good? I'm not sure. But he is their best player, so he is getting the focus a lot, I guess, as far as like guys playing defense on him. So it could be a little bit of everything, really, but I can't tell. I don't watch the Kings. I don't know much about them, but they've got more green than red as far as team stats are concerned than what the Magic were dealing with. And I get it. The other picks are coming through, and there's all this Jazz and not the Utah Jazz, but the Jazz as far as the NBA draft, and that's fine. The Pistons made their pick, and the Pacers and the Trailblazers and I think New Orleans has just made the pick, right? Did New Orleans make the pick? I have no idea. I'm just looking down. Let me look at the actual broadcast and see if the Heat picked 27. Oh yeah, the Pelicans are about to pop up right here. Anyways, the Sacramento Kings, green as far as minutes. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't mean anything really. Eighth in minutes played overall. Like it's fine, but it's basically like you got into overtime a few times or something like that. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing with the Kings that they're at least a scrappy bunch, right? But I don't know. Or they're So field goal percentage, 20th in the league. 25th in the league as far as three-pointers made, 21st in attempts, 24th overall with percentage. They were 5th in free throw attempts, so they got to the line a lot, and 7th made by virtue of that. 18th as far as percentage concerned. If they can up those and get a little bit better, because they're 18th overall in the NBA as far as free throw percentage. They got to the line a lot. If they can find a way to get in some of those free buckets, maybe they can win a few more games. But the team still needs a lot of work. Rebounding, they were awful. 26th overall in rebounds, 22nd in offensive rebounds, 23rd in defensive rebounds. Assists, 22nd in the league, 20th in steals, 19th in blocks, 19th in turnovers. And I think 11th in personal fouls. So the team is pretty undisciplined. They're pretty undisciplined as far, and their defense isn't that great. So they're I mean they're blowing chances. And 16th in points. So they've got some offense. They do. They're not the worst team in the league as far as they're not as offensively challenged as the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic were near the bottom. We're near the bottom. The Kings hang. The Kings can hang, but their defense is killing them. They're not taking advantage of. I'm just by looking at numbers. They're not taking advantage of of free throws, and they got to do better with just slightly better. I mean, personal fouls 11th. That's fine. They're okay there. They're okay as far as personal fouls made, but defense needs to get better, and yeah, and they just need better rebounding as well. They're missing a lot of second chance points as well, or giving other teams a lot of chances on the defensive end. So, but there are some positives to the Kings. They do have things to work with. It's just whether they have the coaching to work with, the front office for sure, because that's been horrible for a long time. That's been the main constant with regards to the Sacramento Kings is terrible front office. So whatever these players are trying to do, or whatever the coaching is trying to do, they're not getting it done because they're being held back by a front office that makes dumb decisions. But I see some hope for the Kings. They got it really tough. They're in the same division with the Warriors. They have it really tough. But it's not impossible. They chose Keegan Murray. Let me see Keegan Murray. What does he do? Let's see how he's going to complement the Sacramento Kings. So I went to Iowa. And I just want to see, I don't know, I don't want to see his highlights. I want to see what his numbers were with. Let's see. ESPN has labeled him the most NBA ready prospect, which, as you can see, the Kings sorely need. And let's see, I want to see his college basketball stats. So, in 2 seasons, he played 2 seasons with the Hawkeyes. And his second season, he averaged way more minutes. Let's see. His 3-point percentage was 39.8%. I mean, overall, let's see. Overall, 27.3% or 37.3% 3-point percentage. 74.9 from free throw percentage. And 15.8 points overall. But his last season with Iowa, he was scoring 23.5 points per game. Would think that would take a little bit of the hit in the NBA with dealing with the better players, but if he finds his groove and finds a way to get through, maybe that finally the guy to complement De'Aaron Fox and the Kings can raise a lot of these things. And they finished 30-52, 12th in the West. So let me look back at the Western Conference. NBA standings 2022. So the Western Conference, the play-in teams, we'll just go from there. The play-in teams, Minnesota, New Orleans, okay, so San Antonio, the last of the play-in teams. They were 34-48. So the Kings were not that far from the play-in game. Once more, you can see, and let me look at their scoring. This is just me finding out the Sacramento Kings. I'm very fascinated by this right now. So, and it's keeping me sane for right now. And going through the Sacramento Kings history and trying to keep your sanity usually doesn't go hand in hand. But here I am. We both need each other right now. I need the Sacramento Kings right now. My curiosity for them is what's fueling me right now. So the Kings, let me see some. I just want to see some like one possession games that they lost here, or some games that they lost by less than 10 points or within 10 points, let's say, because those are games that can be turned around with Keegan Murray if he can produce, right? Or if the Kings can be a more well-rounded team, better defensively, and making some key free throws along the way. But I mean, they lost some pretty close games to some pretty good team. They beat the Phoenix Suns. They handed the Suns one of their few losses from this past season. Uh, let's see. They faced the Suns. They won 2 games against the Suns. Of course, the last one was the final game of the season. The Suns are already clinched everything, but still, right? Still, warm up game for them to before they headed into the playoffs. And let's see. Let me keep going through here. They lost to the Jazz within 9 points in their second game of the season. Let's see. I would say that's a thorough spanking. Not a spanking, but just a loss to the Warriors. They lost to the Mavs by 6. They lost to the Jazz by 6. They lost to the Pacers by 3. So that's a one possession game. They lost to the Suns by 5. Remember, the Suns were frauds, by the way. They got spanked by the Spurs. They lost by 2 to the Thunder. They lost by 10 to the Wolves. They lost. Oh no, they got spanked there. They got spanked there. They lost by 8 to the Sixers. Spanked. Lost by 1 to the Hornets. Lost. I won't say that. I won't call that a spanking. Anything above, let's say, I don't know, maybe 15 points is a spanking in the NBA, I would say, because 15-point leads are no longer safe in the NBA, and not with the way things are flying right now. Spanking. Yeah, that's just a regular loss. I will call that a spanking as well. Yeah, there's maybe just like a regular loss. I don't know. No, that's a spanking. We'll call that a spanking. Spanking, dear Lord. Spanking. Or, oh boy, there's a few games in the early part of the season had they won, but after that they were just getting thoroughly just beaten or just spanked, thrashed. They lost by 6 to the Hawks back in January. Lost by 10 to the Nuggets. Lost to the Blazers. They lost by 1 to the Cavs. There's a few games here. There's a few games that had they just something changed. And it's not even many games, but it's just a few games, and it's suddenly like they're in the play-in tournament. And they just look like a different team. They lost by 6 to the Rockets. Lost by 2 to the Pistons. Lost by 6 to the Bucks. Like they've, when I said earlier they might be one of those scrappy bunches, and it seems to be a little bit of that, because there are a few games here where it's like, man, these guys they're giving them a fight. Ooh, thorough spanking by the Celtics, dear Lord, 75 to 128. Sheesh. Spanking by the Hawks, and lost by 2 to the Sixers, who were frauds. Lost to the Knicks. That's a spanking. Let's call it a spanking. Lost to the. Oh no, they beat the Nets. Look at that. They beat the Brooklyn. They beat the Brooklyn Nets, but Brooklyn Nets were not a good team. Lost to the Warriors, by the Wolves. Then they beat the Wolves the next day. See, look at that. That's cool. Back to back on there. Home and home. Yeah, this. I don't know. I think the Kings can find a way. I think they can. Their front office just can't get in their way. That's the key. The front office can't get in their way right now. Just see how Keegan Murray does. Stay the course, and then we can go from there. All right, that's enough about the Sacramento Kings. I'm done. I'm done talking about the Sacramento Kings. Sheesh. And I'm not gonna start gaming until Charles is here. I'll figure that out there. We'll actually just watch the draft, which is really weird for me to say. I have no interest in any of this. But the San Antonio Spurs have chosen a dude. All right. Okay. His mom is wow. So this guy's Polish American. How many Poles have been in the NBA and of any sort of mixture of pure Poles or I believe there's very few. I would assume so. NBA has gotten more international. I will say this. The NBA has done a much better job in the last 20 years of becoming a global game. They really have. That's been their biggest thing, and it's been an amazing focus. Right, Gary Bettman did the whole thing with the NHL, trying to spread them just to the southern United States. That was a huge endeavor for the NHL. But the NBA right now, they're going global, right? And yes, we understand the horrendous stuff with China and everything with the NBA's stance there. Very hypocritical of the league, but aside from that, the spread to Europe, because basketball in Europe is incredibly viable, especially for some of these young guys that maybe they fear that they might not start on a college team or just get buried there, or they want to make some money just to start out everything. They can start out in these international leagues across the world. And you have Australia, you got Serbia, you've got Italy, France, and just a bunch of places that you can now play professional basketball in, and it's incredibly viable. So I do commend the NBA in doing that, and it's something that Major League Baseball has lost sight of, I believe. Right, Major League Baseball has done well enough in Latin America, but maybe not deep enough. And there are a few places out there, and Major League Baseball has definitely not done enough in Europe. They're starting to. They're starting to finally see that, hey, maybe we, like, with the internet and everything like that, globalization, it's time. It's time to spread across the world. Soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, FIFA, thanks part to the MLS and the internet, I would say, international football is association football has been just a massive surge here in the United States. The World Cup is going to be super successful. Right, bringing it to the U.S. in was it '94 was amazing. Those were the seeds of everything. But now, 2026 is going to be insane with the World Cup here. And it has me wondering if the NBA at some point would create an international tournament. But so far, really, it's just the Olympics at this point. And even then, the United States team is still far and above, better talent-wise than most teams can put together internationally. Now, the U.S. hasn't won every single gold medal, but they've won, I would say, like 90% of them. And it's going to stay that way for quite a while. So it'll be tough for an international team to do so, but we'll start to see some. You know, there's a lot of Canadians now, thanks to the Raptors being up there, that are being drafted into the NBA. There's a few things out here, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Um, now what am I doing here? What are the GFs? What am I doing here? Uh, Gosh, man, I've been at this for an hour and 5 minutes, and now the regret is starting to set in. So my sanity is starting to get chipped away. I realized that I talked about the Sacramento Kings for like a good 10 to 15 minutes, which is a good 10 to 15 minutes more than I normally want to talk about, or anybody really wants to talk about the Sacramento Kings outside of Sacramento. So I'm starting to realize that I've made a huge mistake. And right now, the NBA draft, and actually, hold on, let me get the score crawl actually moving for the NBA up there, because I'm looking up there right now, and I realize it's not moving. It's just kind of statically stuck on some of the picks. So hold on, let me fix that up there. Let me get it all technical here real quick. You guys can look at the draft on the side there. Adam Silver's making an announcement. I don't know what team's picking. I have no idea. The Wizards? I have no idea. It is the Wizards. Look at that. I didn't even know who it was. I'm like, oh, the Wizards probably. There it is. Um, where is the score crawl for the NBA? There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Let's get that thing moving. There we go. Well, let's get that thing moving. Oh, it's cut off a bit too. Let me fix that. Okay. There we go. There it is. Now we have it. There we go. So there's the score crawl going with the first few picks, first 8 picks in the draft. There, because those are the guys that most people truly are going to be paying attention to. Around the middle of the draft here, it's kind of getting some stuff. Oh man, I've talked for like an hour about this and I don't care. Oh man, uh, this is a huge mistake. I shouldn't have done this. This is a really dumb decision by me. To think that I should just do the entire NBA draft. I've done this so many times before, but it's like every time it leaves a mark on you, and all you can feel is numbness after a while. I need to drink some water. 1 second.
You actually did it tonight. What's going to be the first thing you do in terms of celebrating this moment before the hard work begins?
I got some family up in the stands right now, so as soon as I'm done with the media circuit, I'm gonna make sure to go say what's up to them and see how proud of them they are of me.
Well, also make sure you get a really good dinner tonight because you have earned it. Kevin, back to you. Congratulations, Johnny.
Monica, thank you. First Wisconsin underclassman to be drafted in the first round of the common draft era. We're talking about a first team All American. How about 612 points his sophomore season?
We might as well call tonight the Ignite or the Big Ten Invitational. Got a chance to see him up close as well. Can jump off of both feet and score. Can shoot with both hands. Has a mid-range game. He mentioned being a three-level scorer. And he's extremely versatile. Plays at his own pace. Terrific for the Washington Wizards.
You know who really wanted this pick? Because the Knicks are on the clock.
Who's that?
The guy sitting to your right. And the guy sitting to his right. They're accounting.
Okay, I got me some water, so I can be. So maybe I was a bit dehydrated. I'm not sure. Oh man, what is Stephen A doing? I'm not even sure. He's yelling something. I don't know what Stephen A is doing, but he's making some noises. Is that Spike Lee? Of course, they're in New York. So they're talking to Spike Lee now. I'm gonna put on the Andrew cam so you guys can see this. Spike Lee is yelling for them to get somebody. I will say this: I don't mind Spike Lee. I really don't. He is the ultimate fan. He does what a lot of people wish they could do. He's made enough money where he can just go watch every single game that his team plays. At least every single home game and significant road games. All right, the New York Knicks are coming here. Let's see what they can do to try and. You can't figure. You can't draft your way out of James Dolan, that's for sure. Can't do that. Yet the New York Rangers made the Eastern Conference Finals. We're one game away from the. One game away? No. Or they made it 2 games away from the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's see, Ousmane Deng from France. Look at that. See, look at the international stuff. There's a bunch of guys from France too. A lot of these international players. A lot of guys from Africa as well. Don't forget, there's a lot of guys from Africa. And that's actually going to be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I believe that at some point, you would think in... maybe not now, but in like 20 years, there could be a team comprised of players from one country in Africa or even Europe that could go toe to toe with the United States. And see, this is why I can't do. This is why I can't do going to the draft, and I didn't go to the NHL draft when it was here in Florida a while back. I kind of wish I did just for the experience of it all, but honestly, aside from probably the beginning of it and the Panthers picks, that's all I would care about. And to go back another day or something like that just to see guys that I don't know who they are getting picked. So doing something like this is bad, man. To me, I don't like this at all. But it is an interesting test of my endurance and sanity, and that's why I do it. That's why I do this every single season. So he might go to Oklahoma City. So the Knicks might trade him. Interesting. So Thunder are picking next. Again. And they could just do a swap with the Knicks right now, which would be interesting. Not sure. Not sure how we're going to do things here. We'll see. We'll see. Woj just said that there might be something cooking between the two teams. So this might not be the guy that'll stay in New York. Whoa! His grandpa played for the Detroit Lions? Stephen A. Unbutton your freaking jacket, dude. You're sitting down. You're gonna ruin it. You're ruining your suit, my dude. You're ruining the suit. Anyways, you got Jalen Rose talking there and everything like that. To this kid from the for the Pistons. Hey man, I like that he had some actual emotion. I don't know. That doesn't do. I don't want to be like those guys in Moneyball where they're just going based off of what a guy acts like. But at least the dude has some feelings. At least the dude has some feelings. Okay. Well, you know what? This is the point where we're in hour 2 of this. Yeah. We're in hour 2 of this. And last time, Charles came around this time. And we had two different things. It was like I hadn't ordered dinner. And so the big thing was, what was I going to have for food? And unfortunately, I've already eaten this tonight. I ate before the draft started. And now, so when Charles comes back, he's going to be like, oh. And the other thing is, when Charles came through and we were talking about food and that type of stuff, the Titans traded their wide receiver, Brown, over to the Phillies. And so they traded A.J. Brown to the Phillies. Not the Phillies, the freaking Eagles. the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, he went to Philly. He went to a Philly team, right? Or the Flyers. I'm not sure. He went somewhere. He went there. And Charles was broken after that, which was good because it meant my sanity being broken was complemented by his sanity being broken, and his was much more broken than mine was, and it helped power me through that the rest of that draft, because that was about probably an hour 45 minutes in to that night, so I hadn't even gotten to the halfway point. And I always think, oh, this is going to be like an hour long, and of course now we're an hour 2. And I'm probably basing it off of how long the drafts used to be back when I was first started watching sports and things like that. Before, this was like an hour show. It's like, okay, pick one, all right, cool, then pick 2, then pick 3, and then all right, we're done, get out of here. But now it's a whole thing, and ESPN drags it out for a whole night because of course they're not going to put baseball on. All right, somebody got picked. I don't know. The Thunder picked the guy. All right, so if you guys want to know what that's what's happening. Yeah. Right. Let's see. Do I have a second Elgato? I should have 2 of these. Hold on, I'm making a change. 1 second.
And by the way, this could be a Jalen Williams that is going to New York City. I'm not making a promise here, Stephen A. We will find out, as Jalen's parents spent decades in the military serving and protecting our country. Now, in Jalen's words, he explains how his parents, Ronald and Nicole, gave him building blocks.
Grew up military family. They both served in the Air Force. My dad served for 24 years. My mom served for 12. My mom was a nurse in the Air Force, and my dad worked on planes and stuff like that. I think joining the military is a really selfless act. Just kind of being aware of other people's needs. I kind of grew up, helping people out, doing a lot of charity work. I think my parents.
Oh, Charles, where are you? There, I have Fall Guys ready to go. Like, I just want to play video games. That's what I want to do. I wanted to play Death Stranding. I'm in the middle of Death Stranding, everybody. And that game, I have myself planned to beat the game by the end of this month. It is the 23rd. Tonight, I'm doing this. Tomorrow, I have a speaking endeavor, and then probably headed out with the GF. So that leaves Saturday and Sunday for me to get major Death Stranding time out of the way. Now, of course, I could do it. Believe me, I'm no stranger to the 6-hour gaming marathon in a single day. So I can do 12 hours in 2 days and try and see how far I can get in the storyline. And it's entirely possible that I could speed run the next 2/3 of the game. But of course, that wouldn't be entirely necessary. But the June only has 30 days, and I have until Thursday to beat Death Stranding. So I really do need Saturday and Sunday to really get some quality gaming time. Then get Monday to do some gaming, and then Tuesday I have the next episode of our show. Every Tuesday, guys. That's when our show does the main thing, and you can find our show. I haven't done any of the plugs, right? Charles does most of the plugs. That's his thing. You can follow me on the Twitter, right? I'm FGOGR. You can follow Charles at Charles the True, and you can follow Andrew over at Damp Frijoles, and of course Sports Goofs itself, Sports_Goofs. We broadcast on all of the things. Our live show on Tuesday nights. We're on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and DLive and FC2 and Africa and VK and Facebook. We're on everything. I don't know how long we're going to be on everything, but there's going to be some changes to our format in the coming months, but that's how things go with time and everything like that. We'll see how our transition goes into season 10 of our show. We're in year 5. But yeah, you can do that. We're on Instagram. Check out us at Sports Goofs. Same thing with TikTok at Sports Goofs as well. Okay, we're on those things too. And what else are we on? Well, if you can't catch us during our live show, guess what? We package the live show. We throw it up on all the different podcast networks out there. If you got a podcast app, I think we're on it because I've downloaded pretty much every podcast app that I can find, and I've found us in pretty much 99% of them. So we're pretty much on everything. We're as much as you may not find us, but we will find you, and you'll listen to us. Because we've had quite a large international audience. We've been broadcasting over 50 different countries, so that's pretty cool. We've had that too, and yeah, we've done this for a few years now. It's been an interesting time for sure. I love this show, of course. I love doing it with my friends, and we are the Marianas Trench of sports media. If you come here, then you've come to rock bottom. But guess what? Everybody wants to go see what's going on down there. So, every once in a while, we get people who come down and see us, right? Sometimes that's the interesting bits. All the weird stuff. That's what we do. We're the weird anglerfish. We're the colossal squids lurking in the deep. What's going on? I have no idea. What's happening? What are these guys talking about? Let's see. Oh, the Charlotte Hornets are going on right now. You know, seeing ESPN's coverage, and it makes me wonder what inside the NBA or NBA on TNT version of the NBA draft would be like. It makes me wonder what that would be like with Shaq and Kenny and Chuck, you know, and Ernie, like all of those guys. See how this would go, but I think I'd find it very, very difficult because I don't think those guys follow the college basketball scene. Although though. They do work with CBS in broadcasting the college tournament. So maybe maybe those guys are up to snuff for this. So, man, a lot of these guys are emotionless, man. They're like statues. They are like statues. There's no emotion coming from them. Even in the NFL, you see some guys just with some more bravo, gravitas. I don't know, bravado, things like that. I remember when Christian Wilkins for the Dolphins, freaking for freaking had a leaping chest bump with Roger Goodell. I remember that. That was cool. But you know what? These guys are athletes. Like all they do. Very few of them, as much as they'll all have try and promote their own brand and stuff like that. But not everybody's personable. Not every single person is personable out there to promote their brands and things like that. Um, he's a friend. Oh, he's a Friends fan. That's fun. What are these guys' gaming tastes? I want to know that. Right? I want to know some guys that frickin' are just gaming fans. The only good gaming NBA fan is Jared Allen of the Cavaliers. He's a massive Nintendo fan. And the best NFL one is frickin' Joe Burrow. He's also a Nintendo fan. So who's the NHL Nintendo fan? Who's the MLB Nintendo fan? I want to know. Okay, where are we? Gosh, man. Well, there's a lot of just losing my mind here. What's going on over here? What's going on? Charles is leaving his food out there all the time. You know? Man, I could go for that double chalupa that's over there right now. That's for sure. I'd love to walk on over there and have it. I wonder what it'd be like to go into to these guys' chair. Hold on, guys. I just want to see what it feels like. 1 second. Let me walk on over here. All right, so this is the Charles chair. This is what it feels like. Interesting. This is it's slightly greasier than I thought it would be. That's for sure. But it's explainable with that double chalupa box that's right there. Love to munch on that, but alas, I cannot. I cannot. Okay. So let me head on over to scooch on over to the Andrew chair here. And all right, this is a bit different here. Andrew's got his research and all that stuff. Wonder what's on this computer. Yeah, gosh darn it, he don't even know his password. Can't get into it. Not sure. That little Stanley Cup there. I'm hoping I don't have to change the banners behind me because he's got a 3-time Stanley Cup champion banner back there. I'm not willing to change it for a four time. So go Avs, go Avs. I'm sorry, Andrew, but go Avs. All right, I'm hoping they finish you guys off. Finish you guys off next game in Colorado. So I think yeah when they won in 2001 they raised the cup in Denver. So there you go. Speaking of Denver, the Marlins. Let me walk on over back to my chair here. There we go. Ooh, let me kind of scooch on down here, get nice and comfortable, and there we go. All right. So yeah, speaking of Denver, the Marlins swept the Colorado Rockies today. You know what? Let's talk about baseball. You know what? That'll keep me going here an hour or two. We're an hour and a half in, and I think if I talk about baseball during the NBA draft, it'll get me through. It'll get me through because we are We're still not done with the first round. We're still not done with the first round. Gosh, man, let me reload this page. We are at we're at the 14th pick with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dear Lord. All right, there you go. Some guy from Kansas. So there you go. At least he's smiling. Dear Lord, that's the very least that I want. You don't have to cry, but smile. Some of these guys get picked and they have frowns and they're just like they have no emotion. This is the day. Yeah, he's hugging his friends and his family. He's got a big smile on his face. Hugs Roger Goodell right there. And now he's gonna go up to Adam Silver, grab his little hat. There you go. That's all I want to see. Just some. There you go. Some personality, a little bit. Whoa! Look at Dame. Cool. So he met Dame Lillard and he trained with him a bit. Yeah, the Jayhawks won a championship, so I like what Cleveland's doing. I'll tell you that much. That's a rebuild that I'm all for right now. I'm all for it. It's not just because of Jared Allen. It's not just because of Jared Allen. But although if Jared Allen ever came to the Miami Heat, I would. I don't know if I would. Would I break my rule, my jersey rule? Buying a jersey for a player. I only get them for champions and all-time greats and Hall of Famers. That's all I get them for. So if you're one of the best players for that franchise, I'll get one. If you were a champion with that team, I'll get one. Or if you eventually became a Hall of Famer, even if you weren't a Hall of Famer because you played for the team, but you made a stop, right? Like I could get a Dino Cicerelli Florida Panthers jersey, even though he briefly played there for like a season or even like half a season or something. That's what I would do. But yeah, would I do that for Jared Allen because he's just a Nintendo fanboy like me? It's an interesting thought, that's for sure. I mean, I could at the very least buy like some of his. I'm sure he's got some merch for himself as as an individual, right? I think people have made various fan art of him, like looking like Wind Waker, like Toon Link. So possibly, maybe I could just support my one of my favorite players in the NBA, and he made the All-Star team. And he unfortunately got injured, which I was really bummed about because the Cavs were like they're up and coming. I'll tell you that much in Cleveland. I will tell you that much in Cleveland. All right, let's see. So yeah, they got Papa John's got their new stuffed crust stuff. I haven't tried it. I haven't had pizza in a bit. I had Cuban pizza the other day. It was terrible. I don't trust Cuban pizza, and there's a reason why. It's not good. It's not good. Cuban crust is basically just like just bread. It's just like unnaturally fluffy, I would say. That's what I would say. All right, let me check the messenger page to see if Charles is in. Nobody is in. Nobody's here to help me. I'm alone. I've always been alone. I am losing my mind. Oh boy. Let me turn on my controller. Yeah, I downloaded on the. Hold on, let me see. Can I make a new camera here? I'm surprised I don't have this as a camera option. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can figure this out. Let me add one more camera. Oopsies. Well, let me see. Let me add. I kind of did something that I didn't mean to do, but whoopsies. Sorry, everybody. I think I made an oopsie there, and I accidentally turned off the NBA draft. And turned off everything. Everything went black. Look at that. Everything went black. All right, I gotta remove this. Sorry, that's my bad. But whatever. Gosh. Let me hop back in there. Hold on. As soon as I do something real quick, I probably should have done this before. Probably should have done this before, but I didn't, and that's fine. I'll just do this instead. This is what I should have done. This is what I should have done, but I didn't. And yeah. So hold on. I just want to zoom in on just the TV. So let me work that real quick. There it is. So I just want to, yeah, there we go. That's about even, I would say. That's better. So you guys can just kind of see what I'm doing over here on this screen. Okay, and then we got our normal search bar there, and then we got here. So hold on, let me deal with this over here. 1 second. Let me get the NBA draft back on. They have it in Spanish. I could see if that makes me feel anything. Okay, the Hornets picked the dude. He went to Duke, so he's not moving very far. All right, well, got the TV on here with Fall Guys and whatnot. Wait, his sister played for the Washington Mystics? Hold on a second. Cool. Yeah, ESPN is really focusing a lot on women's basketball in this one, but I don't mind. These are you go girls for me. That's fine. Brittany Griner is still in prison in Russia, unfortunately. She has been named an honorary All-Star, which, you know, and starter, let's just say, even though, you know, it's doesn't ultimately do anything with regards to her situation. And who knows if she even knows that that's even happening. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a really sad situation. And it seems like, and it's pretty obvious the Russians are holding her captive and going to use her as trade bait with the United States to try and get back a Russian prisoner, because that's been going on between Russia and some of these allied countries here. I'm gonna call them allies for now. I know, but I'm already kind of mentally trying to prepare myself for even worse things to happen. Man, that was a bummer. This is what happens when I cover the NBA draft. Everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome. Ooh, let me see. Oh boy. Let's see what's going on here. Hold on, let me take off the chat there so you guys can actually see what's going on up there. I gotta find a way to make this a little more elegant, because I have the chat there and it pops in and out, and it's not as elegant as I would hope it would be. But there's the screen. There's what we're gonna play. Should I just play Rocket League? I mean, it's hard for me to try and just play a new game, but you know what? Screw it. Let's start. Charles isn't here, and let me see. How does this work? New classic rounds. Okay. I mean, I guess we just start playing, right? So, I'm gonna be playing Fall Guys for the first time while I'm watching the NBA draft. That's where we are right now. They have a Sonic the Hedgehog costume, but I don't know if I want to get that. Okay, well, I just have to try and place in the top 50%. This is my first time playing Fall Guys, so I don't know how I'll do. But we'll give it a shot. We'll give it the old college try. Okay. Running. Dear Lord. That is. The frames on. Interesting, huh? I'm trying to get a feel for the physics of this game right now. Alright, so now big giant balls. More, very much feels like most extreme elimination challenge. Or Takashi's Castle, whatever you want to call it. So that works. Okay. And I fell. That's it for me. Oh wait. Oh no, it still keeps going. All right. So we ain't dead yet. There we go. That's okay. And we're gonna make it. Okay, I qualified. Okay, not a round over. Okay, well, I've made it to the next round. So next up is Perfect Match. Memorize the icons on the tiles. When an icon is displayed on the screen, move to a matching tile to avoid falling into the slime. Okay. Alright, alright. I've played a Mario Party like this. That's fine. Can you hit people? Wait. There we go. Woo! Alright, so... Alrighty. Hey, I qualified. There we go. $16 remaining. Next up is... Let's see, big shots. Avoid getting knocked into the slime and watch out for those cannons. Okay. Alrighty. Oh. Oh my. Okay. Here we go. Game controller. Oh, that is it for me. I didn't think it would come at an angle. I'm done. Alright. That's it. What am I, just a spectator now? If so, I should just leave, right? Or do I have to wait for the people to finish and then I see what happens? I don't know. I haven't played this. This is all new to me. It's not me. What's the draft like? What's going on with that? Maybe I should pay attention to the actual NBA draft for a little bit, right? Just for a bit, just for a little bit. Let me take a look at the Andrew Cam. Oh, let me pop it out here on my own screen here. There it is. There's only 2 players left. Oh, go for it right here. I would go for it right there. Yeah. Oh! Whoa. Yikes. Oh, there's more than one level. I see. Okay, there's different levels of here, but this person's already at the bottom and has died. Okay, that's it. So you can strategically plan it if you feel like it to try and eliminate people, or you can just try and survive up there. Like right there. Interesting. An interesting strategy, I say. Alright, well, what's going on with the draft? Okay, the Rockets are picking again. Some of these teams have multiple choices here. I don't know what's going on. Alright, Houston Rockets are about to pick. What are they doing? What's happening with them? Houston. LSU. Tari Eason. Or Easons? There we go. Okay. Alright, so... I rule... Okay, whatever. Okay, so that was the end of the thing here for my first ever round in frickin' Fall Guys. Alright. It not a bad showing for me, right? First time. Alright, I got some stuff. I'm sure this is pretty much the same thing. It's Epic Games, so it's the same thing as like Rocket League or Fortnite. You earn stuff along the way or what have you. I don't mind that. Okay, what's this plus here? Oopsies. No. What's What's that down there? What's that symbol? Oopsies. B. I see like a symbol with like three. Oh, is that the minus button? Is that the minus button? Yeah, I think so. Alright, so they're using a lot of the same. When you see the friends list there, the same thing that they use on the Epic client for the PC, so I recognize this. Still got a bunch of my friends here from. Some play Fortnite, but most of them are from Rocket League. Okay, well then. Yeah. Let's see, Stadium Superstars. Yeah, collect that. Sure, let's claim. All right. So let's see some outfits. Pattern, face, upper. We might as well wear something, right? We'll just wear the punk bands. I'm gonna look on Prime Gaming because I think I can earn some things. So Prime Gaming, let me see if there's some some stuff that I can get here. Wait, are they already in-game content? So in-game content, let's see, Madden Ultimate Team, blah blah, blah, PUBG, Brawlhalla, which I think I've already gotten. I don't play Brawlhalla. I play Brawlhalla for a little bit, but it's not Smash Brothers. It's not. They try. I believe me, they try, but they are definitely not Super Smash Brothers. More Ultimate Team, FIFA Ultimate Team. I thought they had some Fall Guys stuff here. Or maybe I was mistaken. Oh, there it is. Continue. So link game account. Let me go link the game account because I've got it there. Okay, so that's what I did. Complete claim. Thank you. Alright, so I claimed that for Fall Guys. I think they've got a bunch of other stuff there. What do they got here? Ball Guys. That's funny. Got a basketball, soccer, football, and a touchdown celebration there. Complete costume kits. Do they have any like celebrity stuff, or I mean like comic books or video game stuff? No, not really. Okay, so how do I claim the free stuff? Damn it. Oh man. Andrew's asking me how I'm holding up. I'm telling Andrew I'm about to start talking about baseball just to keep me just to muscle my way through this part right here. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about baseball during the NBA draft, everybody. That's what we're doing right now. Okay? You guys can look at that all you want if you want to see what the actual NBA draft is doing, but I'm talking about baseball, so let's go. The Marlins just swept the Rockies. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. We haven't talked about baseball in a while on the show. It's been a bit. However, baseball is happening. We're starting to get to the home stretch towards the All-Star game, and much needed break for everybody. That's for sure. And possibly maybe the springboard for the Marlins to make their playoff push. I feel a little bit weird saying that, but right now the Marlins are 6 games back in the National League wild card race, now with the expanded playoffs and everything. So it means that there's a chance, much like the meme from Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there's a chance. And the Marlins are not playing terribly right now. The offense is somewhat there. They've got the starting pitching, and the bullpen. Anyways. But there's still a chance. There's still a chance. But there's several teams vying, of course, for those final spots. And it won't be easy. Got some pretty good teams in front of us. All of them with winning records at this moment. The Marlins are leading the charge for the teams that are below 500. They're the best team in the National League, below 500 right now. But it means that something? That might mean something? I mean, honestly, I just want the team to finish 500. If they finish 500 this season, that'll be somewhat of a success. And there's always a possibility that 500 could very well mean a playoff spot this season. Although, so far, the National League, it's not looking like that. It's not looking like 500 will be the bare minimum for a playoff spot in the National League. In the American League, it's still, maybe in the American League, but still highly doubt it. I still highly doubt it. But right now, the New York Mets are leading the National League East. They're 4 games ahead of Atlanta. The Braves and the Phillies went on a massive tear. 8.5 games. They both went on massive tears. The Marlins also went on a tiny bit of a tear to try and catch up there. But the Mets are still first, but not as. It's no longer like a 10-game lead. It's a 4-game lead over Atlanta. 8.5 over the Phillies. The Phillies looked like they got a jolt of energy after firing Joe Girardi. But they've lost 3 in a row recently, and it's a fraudulent team. It's a fraud of a team. They're not good. They're okay, but they're not good. And good enough, is going to make the final wild card spot. And the Phillies can't even do that right now. The Marlins are 11.5 back in the NL East. They just need one hot streak. That's all they need right now, but it's tough. They did get that hot streak. Unfortunately, the other teams got hot streaks at the same time too, and that's unfortunate. And the Washington Nationals are the worst team in the NL East. They are rebuilding. We all know this. They're just tanking at this point. And MLB has a draft lottery this time, so who knows how much good that'll do for them. Next is the NL Central. It's a 2-way race between the Brewers and the Cardinals now, because the rest of the teams are terrible. The Reds are bad. They're really bad. They're a really bad team. They're not as awful as they were before, but they are still down there as one of the worst teams in the league, or the worst team in the league right now. Or the worst team in the National League, that's for sure. The Pirates are not good. They're meddling at best. And the Cubs are not good, and we know they're rebuilding. So that's the National League Central. The NL West is slightly more competitive. The Dodgers are in first. The Padres are half game behind them. And then the Giants fell back a bit. They kind of went into some troubles. Bumps along the way. Kind of so-so baseball. But they still have a winning record. They're 7 games above 500. And 5.5 back, they get into a bit of a hot streak. And the other teams kind of get a bit cold. And they'll be able to catch up pretty easily with the other NL West teams, and of course they're fighting for the wild card spots there too. But there's only so much there, and Arizona and Colorado are bad. The Rockies are rebuilding, and the Diamondbacks. I think they're finally rebuilding themselves. Finally, it seems like it. All right, American League. So, the AL East, I mean, really the story right now, the New York Yankees are good. They're really good. They're really, really good again. Their pitching is really good. Their hitting is really good. They are really, really good right now. They're the best team in the league right now. And the worst part is, I actually find them to be a likable bunch. And maybe it's the product of social media. Maybe. It's definitely not MLB on Fox or ESPN trying to shove the Yankees down my throat, and the Mets too, with the 2 New York teams in first place down our throats. Oh, they're 2 best teams in baseball right now, you know? That's what they're saying. It's not that. It's just the Yankees have a likable bunch of players right now. Back in the day with the Jeter and Posada and all those guys, it was easy to hate them. It truly was, especially when Roger Clemens went there too. It was easy to hate them. You didn't see them much. All you just saw was them winning, and that was it. You didn't see their personalities or anything like that. But these guys are different. They're likable. You got Nasty Nestor, you got Giancarlo, you got Aaron Judge. Just very likable bunch of dudes. And it feels weird just to say that. I feel a bit dirty. But yeah, the Yankees have a likable bunch. We'll see what happens in the postseason, but and they are just running away with the AL East right now. The Blue Jays are a good team. They're 9 games above 500. But the Yankees are above and beyond everybody right now. So they're in second place, 12 games back. The Red Sox have righted the ship. They started off pretty badly, but they've been hot. They've been really hot. So they're sitting just behind the Blue Jays right now. And the Rays have stumbled a bit too, especially in their matchups against the Yankees. They're going to matchups against the Yankees right now. The Rays are not doing well. And the Rays aren't a bad team either. They're 5 games above 500. And even the Orioles aren't that bad. They're 31 and 39, yes, 8 games under, but they're not the worst team. Not anymore. So, rebuild, doing all right. The left field wall, working? Possibly. We'll have to look at numbers later on. But, yeah, Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals is tomorrow. Go Avs. Go Avs. I know, this is kind of weird for me to say when I put it on Andrew's chair there, but sorry, Andrew. I'm sorry. This is going to be a weird one when I post this up on the podcast. I was going to do a Sports Goofs mini, but then I realized I was doing this, so there's no reason for a mini when I'm doing a mega right now. Or what? Yeah. So a Sports Goofs mega right now. That's what we're doing. Okay, well, play Fall Guys in the back. I don't know, I'm just... Oh boy. Well, I played a match of Fall Guys. That's good enough for me. Maybe a little. Let's see what's going on in Super Smash Brothers. Right. Let's see what's going on there. Okay. Continuing on. AL Central. Not as much as I had predicted. I said that any team. This was any team's division. In the American League Central, but it's 3/5 of the team's division right now. Unfortunately, the Royals and the Tigers have regressed this season. I thought the Tigers were on their way, and the Royals, they started off pretty well last season, and I thought that they were trying to move forward over the hump, but they're both not there yet. But fine, they just need a little bit more patience. They have good pieces. They once again shown flashes of it, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll play a Smash tourney here. There we go. All right. All right, so we'll just have Super Smash Brothers going on, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this who picked the pick? The Spurs? I guess so. The Spurs have two back-to-back picks. Interesting. All right, let's continue on here. So the American League Central, the Cleveland Guardians. I'm getting a little better with that. I'm getting a little better with it. The Cleveland Guardians have been super hot lately. They've been one of the hottest teams in baseball in the last month, and it's propelled them forward to first place in the American League Central. They're tied with the Twins right now. This mere little points percentage, but they're basically tied with the Twins. The Twins have kind of been at the top for most of the season. The White Sox have fallen off a bit. They're not playing the way they played last season, and they're one game below 500. But this division isn't the best in the league, so it's enough for them to still be 4 games back. So the White Sox just have kind of just play a little bit better, and that's all they really need. Damn it. Can't. Oh, come on. The Starman got me. There we go. Wow. Oh, come on. I was avoiding that. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. So we're 4 hours in. It feels like 4 hours in. Well, it's not more 4 hours in. But, um, who's picking next? The Denver Nuggets. Oopsies. I should have gone with the. There we go. There we go. Ah, crap. Ooh. Oh, save me. Ah. There we go. Okay, well, I won a Smash tournament during the NBA draft. So there you go, everybody. This is the best draft coverage on all of the world. Yes, on the world, because I am on the earth right now. Okay, I haven't fallen over the edge, as Kyrie Irving would believe, but I am here. Okay. Oh, man. Hold on, let me look at the. Let me see. I do love that drone art where the drones fly into the air and make the colors. I really do like that. That's always pretty cool. Well, I've won an NBA or a Smash Brothers tournament during the NBA draft. What's up, everybody? We're still here in the studio, and Charles still ain't here, and neither is Andrew. The Memphis Grizzlies have chosen their pick, and we are 2 hours and 16 minutes into this. I've sat in this chair for a lot of that, and some guy named Warbler just got, I don't know what his name was. Whatever his name is, he just got picked. He plays for Auburn. Sure. That's fun. That's always cool. Good job, Auburn dude. Walker Kessler, Walker Texas Ranger, has been drafted. Man, I think I blew all of my energy for basketball by talking about the Sacramento Kings. Maybe I should get back to that. Maybe I should get back to going back to this old screen here and talking about the actual things going on in the draft. So let me see if I can find my enthusiasm once again. Let's talk about bad basketball teams, because that's how I get my enthusiasm back for the NBA. Hold on. Let me go back to the NBA standings. 2022. All right, the worst team in the NBA. I think it was Orlando, right? Oh, the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets were the worst team. Well, what has gone on with the Houston Rockets, right? They had the whole James Harden era. That didn't work out. What has happened to Houston? Right? The lady doesn't like Houston. The only Houston team she likes are the Astros, surprisingly. I have an Astros hat. The Astros are in first place in the American League West. Just to wrap up my whole basketball or baseball talk during basketball stuff, the Astros are running away with the AL West. They're 10 games ahead of Texas right now. The Angels are frauds, as they always have been. They once again started off pretty hot and then fell off, and now they're just an average or a slightly below average baseball team, which right now it still has them 5.5 games back of the American League wild card. In fact, the Angels are only one percentage point ahead of the Marlins right now. So the Marlins, whatever they're doing, is equal to what the Angels have been trying to do for the past decade, which is really sad for Anaheim. And I'm going to call them Anaheim because I still won't really call them the Los Angeles Angels. They are the Anaheim Angels, and we all know this. So there you go. That's what's going on. And the worst team in baseball right now are the Oakland A's. They are moneyballing right now, but they are on the downswing of the moneyball stuff. They're back in rebuilding. They'll be back to contention in like 2-3 seasons from now. So don't worry. And the Mariners have been a disappointment this season. We thought that they were finally breaking through, but much like the Sacramento Kings, the Mariners just can't seem to find a way. All right, so let's take a look at some of the past history of the Houston Rockets. So they had the James Harden era, where they were in contention, made it to the Western Conference Finals twice in that era, were the best team in the Western Conference back in 2017-18, and yeah, they that was their best shot at a championship, and they frickin' blew it. But during that era, they won their division 4 times, and that's it. 3 first round exits, 2 in the 3 semifinal exits, and 1 Western Conference Finals exit, and never made it to the NBA Finals during that time frame. And the Rockets' history hasn't been awful over the last, I guess since the millennium happened. They've only had 1, 2, three, four losing seasons in the past 2 decades. So the team has done well enough to try and hang around. During the Yao Ming era, the Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady era, they were just perennially just mid, and they lost in the first round each time. They only made it past the first round once during that era. And then of course you had the last throes of the Hakeem era. Well, they won the championship, but that's going back way too far. We're going to be talking about the recent history of the Rockets now that they are in this full-on rebuild. They finished last place in the Western Conference the last 2 seasons. They finished last place in the Western Conference the last 2 seasons. They were the worst team in the NBA this past season, and I believe they were the worst team in 2021. So they really did hit the reset button. This is as hard reset as you can get in the NBA. Let's take a look at the stats right now. Who's on this roster, by the way? I'm going to see who is on this roster if I recognize any names here, and I probably won't. John Wall. Dear Lord, John Wall, you're there? Oh, man. John Wall. I really wanted him to see a lot of success in his career. Unfortunately, he was in Washington, and then now he's here. Dear Lord. And Eric Gordon, okay, so he's there, and Boban Marjanovic is there, and yeah, this is as much as some of the guys that I can recognize from just a quick glance of their roster. Stats. Let's take a look at the Rockets stats, and boy, oh boy, there's a lot of red. There's some green here, which is slightly more than what the Orlando Magic had, but it's not good. Not good. Actually, who led their team in points this past season? Points per game, Christian Wood. So Christian Wood was their star player. I don't know if you call him star because Jalen Green got 17.3 points per game. The other one was 17.9. It's not really that big of a difference. So they got a 1-2 punch. They actually guys just trying to contribute here. Eric Gordon, he's not going to be the future for sure, of course, but Kevin Porter Jr., just a few guys there that are just trying to make it work with what they've got. This team's not going to be in any contention anytime soon, but they've got pieces to work with now, and they've got draft picks to work with. So, okay. So there you go. That's what we're gonna do there. But as far as they were 30th, actually they were 19th in points in the NBA. These guys could score. Look at that. These guys could not score incredibly well, but they could score. They were a slightly below average team with regards to points per game, 109.7 average. But a lot of fouls, 26th in fouls. A lot of turnovers. They were the worst team in the NBA as far as turnovers. 15th in blocks, all right, average there. 17th in steals. 23rd in assists. 30th in rebounds. Bad, very bad. No chances on the defensive end to give their offense chances, or second chances during the offensive end. Last in free throw percentage. So the worst, which is bad when you look at it. They were first in the NBA in free throw attempts. They had 24.5 per game. They got to the line the most in the league. So there is something to work with here. 10th the free throws made. But overall, you put those two together, which is how many attempts they had, they still 30th in the league. So they bumped that up just to get a few more wins here, guys. Start working on it next season. Can't be last place next season anymore. You can't. I could get 2 in a row, but 3 in a row, then it's starting to look like nothing's going on. Nothing's happening. 21st in 3-point percentage. They shot a lot of 3-pointers. And they made a lot by virtue of just they're chucking a lot of them, but per game. But they're still fourth in the NBA in attempts, seventh in made. But percentage was at 34.9%. So they were chucking them, that's for sure. By virtue of chucking a lot, they made a lot, but still equal to 21st in the league is in overall percentage, which is still not the worst. Obviously, it's not the worst thing in the world. So they did improve that, just a bit more accuracy in all those attempts. Well, the sheesh. It'll make some difference with regards to the offensive end. So there is some offense to work with the Rockets. There is. They're not as woefully inept at it like the Magic were. Which kind of tells me that maybe the Magic really did deserve the number 1 pick more than these guys. I was just thinking, like, well, the Magic were they definitely need somebody who get over there and make some points. Field goals made. All right, whatever. Anyways, and yeah, they allowed their opponents to score a lot. Field goals made with 30th, field goal percentage at 29th in the league. So the Magic allowed the other teams to really have their way with that. But they were the Rockets were good. Did I say the Magic? I had the Rockets. I'm sorry. The Rockets, they were really good in getting teams to foul them. They were first in personal fouls drawn. So that's really good. So they found a way with regards to that. 10th in turnovers. So they were able to get the teams to cough up their turnovers a lot. I mean, overall 30th in the league, but you know, there's some things here. There's some things to work with. The Rockets have at least a little base right there, right? They yeah, I know they didn't win many games, but only 20 games won, but still, there's a little layer. There's a little layer for that foundation to try and work with. They're not going to be there anytime soon, right? We'll check back on them in 3 seasons from now. Okay. So that's the Rockets. I'm not going to go as deep a dive as far as their scores and schedule. They got beat by a lot of teams. And that's 62 losses to try and go through. They did. No, hold on. If you look at this, their lone highlight was somewhere in at the end of November, heading into this and into the first week of December. They did rattle off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins in a row, including victories over the Chicago Bulls, who were a good team. Let's see, Charlotte. Okay, yeah, you can get a win off Charlotte. OKC, yeah, all right. Orlando, okay. New Orleans, yeah, they're a meddling team, and Brooklyn. We all know what happened to Brooklyn. So, okay, but still, they were with teams within their spectrum down there, the bottom 10 teams. Okay, they were able to rattle off a few games in a row here, right? A 7-game win streak, and unfortunately, they won 20 games over the course of the season. So,
Been able to do as an energy engine, someone that plays defense, someone that has toughness, that matches the pure identity of Milwaukee, the reason why they have a championship, the pure identity of their leader.
So yeah. So, 35% of the entire win total for the Rockets happened during that 7-game win streak. Then after that, man, let's see, they had boy. That's right. They started off the season, one victory against OKC, but initial opening night loss against Minnesota, but then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They had a 15-game losing streak before their 7-game winning streak. Yikes. Man, the tank was on for this team. I commend that, man. They lost 62 games. Yeah. Sometimes when you look at the way these teams tank, it can be beautiful in a sense. It can be. I I wholeheartedly believe that there is beauty sometimes in the tank. All right, Stephen A is going nuts again. I wonder if at some point people are gonna get tired of Stephen A's shtick. I know a lot of people are getting tired of it. That's for sure. But all right, who's on the clock now? Who's on? The Dallas Mavericks. Okay, Mavs are next, and then the Miami Heat. I'll actually pay attention to that, and I'll figure out who's on there. Charles just sent me a message. Um, I'm telling Charles. I'm gonna send this to the lady. Oh man, this is still. Oh my god, we're still in the first round. We are still in the first round. I'm 2.5 hours into this. I've made it past the halfway point. That's a good thing. That's actual like that should be that's a milestone right here. Um, I don't remember what happened when I did this last year when I got to this point. I don't think Charles joined me for the one last year. No, no, he didn't. No, he did not. Well, um, indeed. Well, I talked about the Houston Rockets. That's that happened, and I talked about baseball. I sure as hell ain't talking about football in the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's look at that. Let's look at the Stanley Cup Finals during the NBA draft, everybody. Let's just do that because because yeah. Okay. I think you know what. Now that I actually have the TV Zoom here, I think now when we start our show, we should start with the TV Zoom, and then we'll zoom out to the rest of the studio with the rest of us here. I think that's how I'm gonna do things from now on. That's probably the best way. That's it. This file, by the way, when I download this, because usually the episodes are now like 10 gigabytes large. Before they were smaller, but now that I do a lot more with the show, it's a little bigger. It's a little bigger. So this is gonna be a big one. I'm gonna have to clear some space on the SSD for sure. But yeah, I'll start from here. It kind of gives a little bit of our of all of us here, I think. But yeah, yeah. Maybe I should play Rocket League. Well, let me go to. Actually, I haven't even started Roller Champs here. Roller Champions. That's a new one. Let me see what this is about. Let me see what this is about. I'll log into this and we'll see what this is. This is from Ubisoft, by the way, as their logo just pops on there. But Okay, so the Mavs pick is in. All right, so this is Roller Champions, an Ubisoft original. It should be an Ubisoft original because it's a U. That's what it should be. All right, so there's a trade between the Hornets and the Knicks. Okay, there's a dude, uh, another Duke player is has been selected. So we'll go. We'll look at the Andrew Camp so you guys can look at that while I do this. I guess. All right, Stephen A is talking about the recent trade between the Knicks and the Hornets, and he doesn't like anything that the Knicks are doing. Who's gonna coach the Hornets though? That'll be the thing. Who's gonna be coaching that group in Charlotte? That's an open-ended question right there. Mike D'Antoni? He's a good coach. We'll see. Well, so let's just head on over to this now. Oh God. Yeah, okay, remember, this is Roller Champions. This is of course the Switch version, so there's going to be some compromises. It's on PC. I know there's a PC version. I'm sure it's on Xbox and PlayStation as well. So I guess we'll pick my dude. Well, my face does not look like that. We'll just go with that one. And how do you? Am I that big? Am I that big? I'll just have an average body. Okay. So sure. Oh, the Miami Heat pick is coming up. Here we go. All right. So the Heat are picking. Finally. Let me see what this is about. So the Heat are on the clock. We're 2 minutes. We'll see what the Heat do. Will they actually pick a guy? The Heat are in a kind of a weird situation. What are we going to do? Are we going to keep going all in on this Jimmy Butler era? Or are we going to try and bridge the gap to the next era of Miami Heat basketball? Because this is starting to feel. I know it's been fairly short now in the Jimmy Butler era, but it's starting to feel like the Zoe era, where the Heat were contenders for sure, but just couldn't get over the hump. We've had an NBA Finals loss and an Eastern Conference Finals loss. And can the Heat do it with this group? I mean, I think we have the pieces for it, but is Tyler Hero hasn't developed to that point yet. Neither has Bam. Jimmy is eventually, as much as I love him, he's gonna he unless he conditions really well. Maybe Jimmy can be one of those guys that can, but he has had some issues with regards like maintenance stuff like that. And you got Kyle Lowry, who's been a slight dud so far of a free agent pick. He's done well enough, but not good enough for what the Heat need to kind of get over the hump. And Kyrie is out there, and I know, but he's out there, and he would be an upgrade over Kyrie. I'm not wrong about that. I'm sure a lot of people will know, but same health issues as well with Kyrie. That's the other thing with him. All right, so this roller champions thing is taking forever right now. I'm not sure if that's like a Switch thing or it seems or if it's like a server thing. I mean, this just came out, so it came out along with Fall Guys. I would assume a lot of people are playing Fall Guys right now, but of course that's already had established servers and things like that. So we'll move away from there, everybody. What's up? Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the. If you're just joining me, I'm 2 hours and 42 minutes into losing my mind right now. It's 10:42. It's 10:42. It is 10:42 at night, and the NBA draft is still happening. Sure, you could be living in the West Coast right now, and you're gearing up for dinner at 7:42, and this will be done all hunky dory. Once when you'll have a nice night of gaming, you'll probably be playing Death Stranding, but I won't because then I got to go to sleep and get ready for work. NBA, this is taking too long. ESPN, this, people have to do things after this. Don't you guys have Sports Center at 11? Isn't no? Oh man. But of course, ESPN doesn't care about baseball, and there's no football right now, and they're not gonna go into a deep dive of the Stanley Cup Finals because we know they're not gonna do that shit. So, yeah, they're gonna spend several hours here on the NBA draft. That's just me dogging on ESPN. Of course, I'm gonna do that. I love dogging on ESPN. That's why this show exists. Miami Heat. All right, Sixers traded whatever. Who cares? Huh? Nikola Jovic. The Heat have picked a Serbian. Ah. I'm telling Charles that the Heat have picked a Serbian. Serbians are all Paris orifices, by the way. Okay. So, so we have Nikola Jovic, and they have Jokic out in Denver. Yep. Nikola Jovic. All right. Yes, he has a personality. He's European. He's like, oh, the hat looks big. Here we go. Charles is gonna call him the real Slim Shady. I'm just watching the actual interview for once. I'm actually paying attention to this. Now, of course, he could always be traded, right? The Miami Heat are always willing to ship anybody off if they don't feel like they're gonna fit what they're trying to do. Is of course win, because that's what the Heat do. But if not, we'll assimilate him into the culture, and he'll be one of us. All right, so there we go. The Miami Heat have selected a dude. Interesting that I'm actually talking about a Miami Heat pick. Hopefully, I think the next hour picks 30 through 31 through 60 are a lot faster. I'm banging my head right now, trying to get me to care. The Golden State Warriors are next. They're the champions. It doesn't matter who they pick. They're going to be good. They might not even use this dude. They're probably just buried in the G League. Right. All right, let's head back to the TV cam. Is this thing still loading? It might be a thing with the server here because I think I have this together, but it might be a thing with the server. I'm gonna have to restart this. This can't be. This cannot be. I'm gonna log out of this. We're gonna log it back in and see what happens. Might be server issues, especially if this just came out. Maybe a lot of people are trying it today for the first time. How many of those kids are actually Brooklyn Nets fans? I'm just saying. Just saying. Because they're in Brooklyn, of course. Yeah, I get it, but they'll learn. They will learn. Okay, let's try Disco. Oh, wait, not Disco Fever, but Roller Champions. Is that the theme right now? Disco Fever? Do they have themes? Oh, I just noticed that the jingle is no longer the State Farm jingle. I think the NBA walked that back. Apparently, it's only played at Barclays. So yeah, the State Farm jingle was supposed to be the pick is in jingle, but I guess they got cold feet. From what I heard, it's being played in the arena. Um, That's right. Okay, so we're back here. So how does this work? So look around. All right. So with the right stick, cool. I'm looking. I'm supposed to look at a certain thing. There, I'm looking at the target. Okay, I guess I have to look at the other target up there. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now we can move around. All right. I like it. Okay, so pumping is a great way. So how do you pump? ZR. Alright, so go up. Yeah, there we go. Alright, gotta actually use the physics like in real skating. Alright. As a skating aficionado, I like this. Okay, break or jump. Cool, alright, can go in reverse. Cool. Tackle? Is that a tackle? Oh, okay. Wait, do they have... Ah, crap. Oh, are you kidding me? How do I pick up the ball? There we go. Okay, it's automatic. There we go. Oh, you can skate backwards? Alright. Wait. I think I just did a jump in the air. Oopsies. Wait. Hold on. Kemba Walker's going where? Detroit? Oh, you can do tricks. I didn't. So you can. You can. I see. All right. So you can do tricks. I see how it is. And you can skate on walls. Okay. That's it. All right. That's cool. X. Yes, leave. loot. Of course, yeah. There's gonna be loot boxes. Do your discover Ubisoft Connect when it's available for roller channel. Keep your saves and save progressions. Okay. I'm already connected. I don't need to reconnect. Ah, come on, Ubisoft. Okay. So let me check the loot ball. Open the loot ball? Sure, open it. And I got... What is that? A slap shot? Is that a helmet? It might be a helmet. It might be a hockey helmet. Hold on. Let me see. Can I... Skater. Outfit. Oh, it's a goalie mask. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I want to wear that. Do I have anything else? Sheesh. Alright. What are the wheels? I don't understand what wheels are. I guess it's the currency for this game? Yeah, it is. Alright, so wheels are the currency of this game, and then you can buy stuff in the item shop here. Okay. They got licensed music here. You got roller passes, so I guess their season pass right now. Interesting. Okay. Where are we now? We're heading into 11 o'clock. We're not done with the first round. So, where the heck are we with this thing? What's up, everybody? It's me, Francisco, for Sports Goofs. We're in hour three right now of the NBA draft that's happening over there. There's a Thunder fan excited for whatever reason. They've been sitting there for 3 hours and haven't lost their minds. But I have. I'm over here playing free-to-play game Roller Champions from Ubisoft with some pretty good music, actually. If I have to say so. So, you know, Charles isn't here. He's left me. He said he was going to be here, but he's not. It's only me. It's only me. In this empty studio. The Stanley Cup Finals is happening tomorrow. I was going to talk about that, actually. Hold on. So, we'll put that right there for now. The Heat already had their pick talked to and all that stuff, so I don't really care after that. But we'll look into the Stanley Cup Final because we're here now, and we might as well use a little bit of hour three to talk about this. I don't know when the second round's gonna happen. Then it'll happen after midnight. Because I sure as hell am not staying for that. I am not staying. And then hear me out. I am not staying for round 2 of the NBA draft. I did it last year. I don't know what happened, but I'm not doing it this time. This is ridiculous. It's 11 o'clock. Are they really gonna do more of this? Because I'm trying to find out where the draft board is. I don't know where it is anymore. Where are we? Oh. We did the first round already. We're in the second round. That's it. So we're in the second round. So oh man. So that's the end of the first round. I did it. I made it through. Do I go for all of it? Do I do the entire NBA draft again? I need water. Hold on. Oh gosh darn it, man. Go over here. I'm gonna walk over here, grab some water. And ponder whether I should do this. You guys can look at Jalen Rose talking about stuff. The things I do for this show. Sitting through the NBA draft. I do it for all of you. You all know this. They shouldn't have spent 3 hours on this. 2 hours. I mean, how long does it take for these guys to pick? It shouldn't be 5 minutes in between each pick. It should be like 2. Rapid fire, come on. Roll of the dice. Alright, if you ain't ready, just yell out a name. Alright, Stephen A is being Stephen A right now, he's being real extra right now. Luckily, Andrew's chair is covering him right now. So, there's that. Yeah, so this is happening on the ABC. So this is ABC's premiere programming right now, which is kind of sad. The state of television. Oh. Other people are going to watch the rest of this on ESPN if you want to watch the second round. But I've made it through the first round. And I'm going to call it here. So, thank you everybody for watching this with me. I'm not doing the last hour of this. Okay, you got me through one round. That's it. The first round only. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to do the same thing for the NHL draft. First round only. Second round, I'm sorry. I did it last year. We were still kind of, kind of getting through that pandemic still. So I could, whatever. But now, life is pretty much normal. So, yeah. Yeah, no. I got things to do. I'm done. Okay? The NBA should be ashamed of itself for being this long for the NBA draft. Right? We all have things to do. Okay? There are people, families. Gaming. Look at this. Gaming. Alright, well, I'm done. Bye, everybody. I'm out of here. See ya. Alright, bye.